It's been a roller coaster, not just a financial roller coaster, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Living on an island in the Hebrides, a finger sticking out into the Atlantic Ocean, and boy, do we know it. You know, weather-wise, climatically, it's a very pure place to be. See our palm trees here? Look, palm trees out there. Gulf Stream, all very mild, very easy going. At a wine fair in London in 1985, I was accosted by this very big, hairy Scotsman who wanted me to take part in his tombola to win a bottle of whiskey. I took part in the tombola and won the prize. And when I collected it from him, he asked if I wanted to try some whiskey samples. But there was one that just blew me away, and it turned out to be Bruichladdich. And I was just astounded that a distilled spirit could have all the characteristics of a fine wine. Everything I'd been brought up to believe was there in this spirit. And I was just astounded. It's one of those epiphany moments. You know, I just thought, this is it. You know, this is extraordinary. I've discovered something that nobody else knows about. I've got to do something about it. This tall, narrow neck still here, this is what typifies the elegance and the floral fruitiness of Bruichladdich spirit. That's what attracted me to it in the first place. I came to visit in 1989. You could argue it was an expensive decision. I turned up with my brother, the only holiday we've ever been on. We decided to play all the golf courses on the west coast of Scotland by bicycle, 4 clubs each, and off we went. And we came to the distillery. We turned up at the gate and it was shut, it was padlocked, and there was a little sign saying, "No visitors, plant closed." We saw a guy walking across the courtyard, and so I rattled the gate to attract his attention, and he came over. And I said, well, you know, I'm on a bicycle, yeah, and I've got no visiting cards, and I haven't made a booking, and I'm wearing shorts, and I'm unshaven. But I do sell a lot of your whiskey. You know, would you mind, could I just come in and have a look around? The guy said, no, you can fuck off. You can come out now. Yes. That's how we make whiskey. So you get lots of little people in there running around. I couldn't rationalize this beauty, elegance, purity of spirit with how I'd been treated and what I'd discovered. You know, it didn't make sense to me. It's not at all what I was expecting. And I thought, you know, what do I do now? I was so angry. I thought, well, you know, I'm going to get back to London. I'm going to chuck all this stuff out. I'm never going to have anything to do with it ever again. I remember, you know, my father hitting on a night. Oh, I nearly did that. You know, right? You know, this beautiful house. I remember this beautiful house by a lake, and you know, I nearly bought that house. And I remember this nearly, but not doing it. I sort of resented it, and I thought, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm not going to resent not having done something or not having tried. So I've got to do something about this. The logical thing to do is, if it's closed, shut, not operating, and they don't want it, well, perhaps they'll let me have it. It sort of became an annual mission to keep the thing going. I wrote for every January for 10 years. And finally, in January 2000, they turned around and said, yes, you can. It was a bit of a surprise, I can tell you. The onus was then on me to do something about it. You know, up to that point, it had been a dream. You know, and now it became a reality. My son was born the same day we bought the distillery. Half an hour later, he was the guy that filled the first barrel. You know, as a baby in my wife's arms. On that day, on the 25th of May 2001, when we first distilled whiskey again. There's no microchips in this. This is the glory of solid Victorian engineering. It's marvellous. But I had no idea of the power and the strength of feeling of what this distillery meant. To breathe life into it again and got it going with all the help of the people here on this island. You know, it was a phenomenal thing. You just don't see this in any other distillery, because they've been over-engineered again and again and again to speed up distillation. And we're doing the opposite. We're trying to slow it down, you know. To turn the clock back to a more innocent time, a more innocent age, when people were all involved, the enthusiasm of a community. Gradually, we've got together a group of 14 farmers. They're really intrigued to be part of something, to grow something and see the end result. Not just see it, you know, to taste it. It's really simple to follow what's going on. You know, that's what I love about this distillery. But that was always a bonus. That was just something extra. You know? Today we filled some barrels for the first time. Whiskey that we not only grew the barley here on Islay, we malted it here on Islay. You know, it's never left. It's the first time this has happened since the war. This is our computer here. You know, very, very simple. I've never been so emotionally exhausted by this pride and this passion. It's astonishing. Putting some truth back into it, putting some credibility back into it, some traceability, provenance. These are things I think we've lost so much of. It's very satisfying to be able to do something about it.